Welcome to Just the Facts, episode number. He's gonna try to count.
18.
It's 18. Man, that's a
bunch.
lot. That's a few. So if you've missed some episodes, make sure you go back in and watch some of those because we've had some amazing special guests.
We
We've
have
had
people
some.
that don't watch them all.
There might be a couple.
Oh.
Like I think most of the people watching
That's
today
kinda
watch them
disappointing.
all because they're such loyal
Yeah.
listeners out there. There's this guy Sean Niffen. He always we know who he is out of Germain, right?
Yeah,
Out in Columbus, he watches all the time. He's
Twice.
loyal. So thanks.
he watches them twice.
Thanks, Sean, for being our one person that watches every single episode. And I think there's a couple out there, but thanks for tuning in. We are going to talk about certified pre-owned. Now, as I set this up and we talk about this is in no way to really discourage those of you that are independents to not watch. I still want you to watch because there may be some nuggets that we talk about today
There will be.
when we do talk about certified pre-owned that will still help you at your dealership when it comes to used cars. And so we've been talking a lot about inventory. We talked about lease returns in our last episode in 17 a little bit, right? And we talked, actually we talked a lot about that when we talked about ideal inventory, but we wanted to spend a few minutes talking about certified pre-owned because there's a lot of misinformation out there when it comes to certifying your vehicles and what that means. Most people know what certified is these days. That would be the consumer. Obviously, our dealer partners do, right? But I think we need to spend some time on why is it so important to certify a vehicle? What does that mean to the consumer? And what does that mean to the dealer? And what is some of that misinformation that we can maybe clean up today to really help solidify the certified message? So I'm going to call it certified message. We called this one certified pre-owned strategies, right?
Yeah.
But there is a message out there that I think is important to give to our dealer partners that listen to us or watch us on the podcast. So what are two really good nuggets right out of the gate that can bullet points that can really help out the dealer partners out there that are watching today when it comes to certified pre-owned?
First and foremost, your certified pre-owned program needs to be a real play. It needs to be considered a separate part of your used car operation. You can't just park a few out there and call them certified so that you can say you have some and then get discouraged if you don't have great results. It needs to be an offensive play from the very beginning, right? From the very beginning. And part two of that is you need to make sure that the consumer understands it's a factory-backed program and not just an extended warranty program, right? Now, that's different for our independents, right? Our independents also carry certain certified programs, and they partner with other warranty companies. That's a different situation. It's not that it's less of one, it's just different, right? But to our franchise dealers, your strength would be to make sure that the consumer fully understands that it's a factory-backed program and not just a dealer-backed program. That makes a difference.
So, but why? So if it's factory backed, in the consumer's mind, what is that difference point there versus a dealer program?
Regardless of the dealer, and in no way is this meant as a slight to any dealer, but the consumer's conception is different between Chevrolet Motor Company and Bob Grill Chevrolet, right? It's just the way it is. So as a franchise dealer, I should take full advantage of my manufacturer partnership because there is a different conception and perception by the public between the dealer and the factory, right? It is what it is. So take advantage of that. Make sure the consumer fully understands that it's a factory-backed program.
Now, I was just kind of scrolling through here on a Google search that I just did on certified pre-owned, and there's a lot of discussion about it. There's pages and pages and pages when it comes to certified pre-owned. So if I'm a consumer, I've heard the term, but what does it really mean to me? Has it gotten watered down? Because I don't know who it was, if it was Toyota that first started certified pre-owned programs way back in the day, many years ago. So Lexus may have been. So, and now there's all kinds of them, right? And so has it been watered down a little bit? And I don't mean that to slight anybody or to even slight a certified program, but as a consumer, when it comes to it, like I just said, there's thousands and thousands of articles about certified pre-owned.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like, is the dealer just trying to make more money off of this?
And
what
see,
happens?
that's part of the challenge. Now, you asked the question, right? And it was when Lexus came out and said, hey, the best new cars make the best used cars. And that was the early promotion of that. And then Toyota, of course, being part of Lexus, drove it even deeper, right? But what happens is when a dealer same-day certs, okay, when a dealer same-day certs, or when a dealer offers it as a value add, or when dealers offer it as an extended warranty, if you will, it takes away from the intent of the program. And the bad thing about that is, and these are some things we're going to talk about in depth today, is it really takes away your advantage to the certified pre-owned program. There is a part of the model for the audience who specifically find value in certified pre-owned. So that's why all the listings have a filter, right? They only are going to have a filter if there's a direct audience for that filter. We have that filter. 15% of our traffic click on that filter. Those are dedicated consumers who want to look at certified vehicles because they know and understand the value of certified vehicles. Those are the consumers you want looking at your certified vehicles because they are willing to pay more because they understand the value, as opposed to just taking any consumer that walks in off the street and try and talk them into a certified. Now all you're doing is talking them into a more expensive car, right? So again, we mentioned it earlier. It needs to be an offensive play. When you list them, when you market them, it should be a certified pre-owned marketing campaign. They should be listed as certified pre-owned. It should be in your description that it's certified pre-owned. That's where the value comes in it for the consumer.
So you're saying it's not watered down. There's enough information.
There's enough information for the dealers that are having tremendous success with it. The dealers that still seem to not find as much success as they could is because of the way they're performing as an overall play. In other words, they do a lot of, we'll certify it if they ask for it, we'll certify it on the same day, we'll certify it to close a car deal, we'll certify it for additional finance profit. You're only going to get mixed results with that. The dealers that are all in, designated department, marketing, education, performance, they do well.
Makes total sense. So, I've heard the term before, same day cert, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to certify it the same day. And I can see where that would be some mixed results with that.
Yeah.
If you're kind of a savvy consumer, it might not go over very well, right?
Yeah.
So when would be the time frame? So, of course, I know every certified pre-owned program is different.
Yeah.
But what would be the best practice there of when to certify a car? Is that just kind of in your DNA?
No. So as a franchise dealer, the most robust inventory equation is 50% of your used car inventory should be your same make, right? 50% of your used cars at a franchise dealer should be the same make. Of that 50%, 80% of that should be certified. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So half your inventory, if I'm Bob Girl Chevrolet, half my used car inventory should be Chevrolets, right? And of that half of inventory, 80% of that should be certified, okay? The reason I don't want to go past 50% make is because then I'm subject to whatever Chevrolet's market share is in my area, right? So if I'm a new Chevrolet dealer and I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and my market penetration is 32%, well, if all I have are used Chevrolets, guess what I'm subject to? That same 32%, right? Where my used car division gives me an opportunity to have other cars on my inventory that do well in the marketplace. Does that make sense? So we don't want to be
It makes sense. I had to break up my calculator for some of that stuff, but
and now out of that 50%, you should never have 100% certified, right? There's certain vehicles that don't make sense to certify. Not every car does make sense to certify, but around 80% is the right number.
Now, that brings up a question, and I'm not gonna pick on this dealer because I'm not gonna say who it is, but we have done a little bit of research, actually quite a bit of research, on this very subject, and there are some dealers out there that, because of the wholesale value in vehicles right now, because of the amount they make. They've gone away
Very short-sighted.
from, and that might be the answer. They've gone away from certifying the 80% they used to, and it's now more like 30-40%.
Yeah.
Because they're wholesaling out so many cars.
Yeah.
So what you said, that's short-sighted, right?
Very
so,
short-sighted.
But speak to it a little bit. Like, why is it short-sighted?
It's short-sighted for a number of logical reasons, which are not a Bob Grill or anyone else's opinion. It's just facts over years and years and years of research. Number one, the ideal inventory, which is 4 to 6 years old. It is a main producer of the ideal inventory. We talked about this in the last session, so I'm not going to wear them out. But just as a refresher, new car trade-ins are 1 to 3 years old. Used car trade-ins are typically 7-year plus. A 2 to 4 year old certified pre-owned will bring you the 4 to 6 year old vehicles, which is the ones no one can find. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the loyalty rate of that consumer not only returning to the brand, but returning to the selling dealer is through the roof. Right? It's upwards of 70%. The service loyalty of a certified pre-owned customer versus a standard used car customer is almost double. Right? So there are no 3 better answers than that. It helps me find the right inventory. It makes the customer loyal to my dealership, and it has the customer coming back to my service department once they buy. There are no 3 stronger answers than that in the business.
Very strong. And I think that also answers another comment that we get a lot of times is, it costs me too much to certify the vehicle. That's why I'll either do a same-day cert or I just won't certify the vehicle at all.
Yeah.
Because it costs too much. But I guess that's short-sighted as well in that comment because they're not seeing the big picture.
Well, here's the problem. No slight to anybody. No.
We've used that word a few times.
Yeah, we got to be careful. Here's the thing. Dealers have been conditioned over the last, let's say, 8 to 10 years especially, to market price everything. What is the market on the car? What is the market on the car? Everything goes in a bucket. Year, make, model, miles goes in a bucket. Here's the average. Don't go above average. That's nonsense. A certified pre-owned vehicle is the highest value target in any given marketplace. Factory certified, frontline ready. Ask any consumer, and here's the ironic part, right? Consumers say they would pay $3,000 to $3,700 more for a certified car. Right? That's what the consumers say.
Is that a made-up figure?
No.
That's real.
As people may or may not realize, we are literally partnered with almost every manufacturer there is in their certified pre-owned program, and these are studies that they do on a yearly basis, a bi-yearly basis, making sure they're on their game. But here's the thing. Dealers don't recognize a $3,000 increase in the values of their certified, right? Some dealers say they lose money. Well, again, that's because they're not doing a full offensive play. They park some out there, they talk to them, they show them to customers, and they get what they get. When you look at evaluation tools, without question, at the very least, let's just say that you're able to retail it enough to cover the cost, even though you didn't make more profit, although you should. But let's say you don't, and you can barely cover the cost of that car. Is it worth it? Yeah. As a matter of fact, it is for the other 3 reasons I gave you. So let's say their worst case scenario. They say that, oh, you know what? I can't cover it. I'm going to lose a little money doing it that way. Okay. How much money do you make on the trade-in? How much money do you make on the service contract? How much money do you make on the next car? You know what I mean? It's very short-sighted to think that the certified program does not carry an additional $1,200 or $1,500 in cert cost. You had to put some tires on it. You had to do this. You had to do that. And you spent $2,000 extra on it. Okay. Guess what? A certified car is worth $2,000 more, right? But you have to have an offensive play, because then when you market the car and you find the right audience, the whole secret here is to let the internet do what the internet does best, which is find the right buyer for the car. When you find the right buyer for the car, they recognize the value you got built into that car, and they pay what you're asking for the car because they understand the value and they show up to buy it. But unless you're all in, unless you do the full play, you'll never find that equation.
Now, I know some of you may be thinking is like, wait a second. Are the manufacturers paying these guys, these 2 guys that are sitting up here talking right now?
I wish they would.
Yeah, it would be good. No, these are real things that we're actually seeing in the industry as we do our research, right? Like we're actually seeing as we work with some of these dealers in their certified programs, when they really do from beginning to end and have a process in place and really make it that offensive play, they are really being quite successful in their certified pre-owned, in that certified pre-owned arena.
Yeah, the ones that have really excelled, quite honestly, in the last year, not only have not gone backwards, they've excelled, is they have maximized their controllables, right? And we're going to talk about this in the next session, but they are maximizing their lease returns and turning those into certified pre-owned. They're maximizing their customers in their service department and finding the right cars. That's what you do. You maximize the things you can control. That's where you find success, and you're less subject to the industry and the ups and downs and this and that. No. Have an offensive play, stick to your plan, and watch what happens.
So the last thing I want to talk about is really certified pre-owned as a program.
Yeah.
And how that really affects a consumer. So they know about it, they see it. What is that education piece that we can like leave those that are listening to us or watching us today? What can we leave them with, that nugget of here's what you really need to communicate to the consumer?
Yeah, here's the thing. Today, the consumer's number one concern is future cost. How you reduce future costs is by doing a proper inspection, by doing a proper reconditioning, by offering extended warranties, right? The certified program fits into that better than any other car because, is it a 167-point inspection? Is it a 140-point inspection? Whatever it is, make sure the consumer understands that this vehicle has gone through a rigorous inspection process and has brought up to certified standard. And here's the key: by certified trained technician, right? Manufactured certified technicians have gone through this vehicle, have done the inspection, have brought it up to certification standard, and now it's available for sale. And by the way, it comes with a 12-month, 12,000 bumper to bumper. It comes with a 2-year power, whatever it comes with. Those are things that consumers find value in. But as a franchise dealer, if all you're doing is putting your car online and saying it has power windows, power locks, tilt, cruise, air, and an MP3 player like every other car out there, good luck with that. You have to describe the difference. You have to build in the value. You have to make sure they understand this is a factory-backed program. This vehicle has met factory certification. This vehicle comes with a vehicle warranty from the manufacturer. That's what builds value into the certified pre-owned.
That's great. And okay to end it there?
Sure.
All right, we're going to end it there. Thanks so much. We really do appreciate you tuning in to Just the Facts. We've had a lot of episodes. Please go back and view some of those other ones with special guests that we've had in the past and really talking about inventory. So we've taken a lot of talking points and put them into nice bite-sized segments for you to be able to watch on those. But again, from us to you, thanks for watching today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Take care, everybody.